Jeffrey Stackhouse.
Jeffrey, and what's your connection to Shriekfest?
I am, this is my 6th year and my 8th finalist. And I have 2 this year as screenplay finalists.
Awesome.
And plus I won 1 year.
Congrats.
It was a really low field that year.
Don't count yourself out so much.
But it's terrific. It was actually the first year, so I have one of the really heavy ones. They're awfully light now. They're it's my favorite festival. I was lucky enough to win the Page and win Film Quest. But I love Shriekfest. It is so much what you bring to it, and I bring a trunk bar, so I do, and I like to deal with creators, and they come and we talk and we have a good time. I have about 7 or 9 people over to the house tomorrow in Burbank. 4 or 5 of them I've never met before because they're Shriekfest people.
Oh, that's great.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a way for the horror community to the film community
to hope
come together,
to grow. I don't, there's so much of people stepping on people. There's so much of people who don't care if other people advance. I like people to advance, and they only get to do that if they hang out together a little bit.
Shriekfest, I'm in the horror genre. I did 2 of Rob Zombie's Halloween films, was in The Hills Have Eyes. I've worked with David Slade several times, and I don't have anything in this year's festival, but I've attended it several times. Now, what I'm here to push, actually, today is this year, 2019, coming out, will be something called Nightmare Cinema, and I'm in David Slade's short in that. There are a series of, I think, 5 short horror films. Joe Dante, Dario Argento, I think, David Slade, obviously, and I'm looking very, very forward to seeing that. So I'm pushing that, and also I wanted to mention Mohawk, a film I shot with Ted Gagan, who did The People Under the Stairs through Snowfort Films. That has just reached the pinnacle of excellence on Rotten Tomatoes. Apparently it's going to be highly recommended forever and ever and ever ad nauseum. And it was #1 on Amazon, and it's all really good. And I just shot a film called Preacher 6, which will be coming out sometime this year by Grady Earl. I'm not sure when, but yeah, that's why I'm here. And I love these things. They're great.
What attracts you to certain when a project comes to you, because you seem to do a lot of horror, what stands out to you that makes you go, I need to do this?
Right. I've been called sort of the Tom Waits of underground cinema, because what I like to do is take unlikable characters and find a way to breathe life into them as much as I can. For those, especially those characters who are unrepresented in general society, who don't get a voice. So anybody, like maybe in the handicapped community or God knows, anybody of ethnicity, though I wouldn't play that, obviously, or gender, all of that needs to be acknowledged in all genres of film. And so the quiet voices, the homeless people, the ones who are alienated, the ones who aren't in the forefront, those are the characters I very much respond to positively, because it gives me a chance to put something out there that is positive, that gives a voice to the voiceless, which is very important to me.
Ooh, I want to say that you should watch it because it's a horror film that's, it's a little political, and it takes on some things that are happening in our current climate. But it's also just like a fun monster short.
So it's relevant.
Yeah, I think it is relevant, yeah.
Is that what attracted you to the project? The politics of it, or was it just kind of like, this is the horror genre, I really love it?
The writer and director actually got me into it. They're both fantastic at everything that I've seen them do, and they're really easy to work with. So.
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same way. I mean, he's a really great director, and I've been working with him for a number of years and really enjoyed it. He's like, do you want to put on a bunch of makeup and be really scary? And I was like, yes.
What message do you think people might walk away from? Since you said there's some political elements, if there was anything you wanted the audience when they see it to walk away from, what would it be?
Your actions have consequences. Yeah.
I can't improve upon that. That is the perfect answer.
It's very mysterious. Can you give us any more hints about what Trespass is about?
Just watch.
Make some guesses.
Just watch it. It's fantastic.
Just watch it.
The basic premise is that it's about a police shooting that goes terribly wrong. It's the easiest way to put it. We filmed it like a POV film, so it's kind of a found footage as if it was shot like from a cop's body cam recorder of accidentally shooting a man, and he kind of accidentally shoots the wrong man and tries to cover it up, and it goes terribly wrong.
What attracted you to that? I mean, it sounds very relevant to now, but what attracted you to that particular plot line?
To the idea, or
Yeah, the idea, the format.
yeah, totally. So I co-created it, but I didn't write it. Writer Malcolm, he came up with the basic idea of just like really the theme, and then sort of we kind of worked on it together, and it morphed into being police officers. We felt that would be the strongest thing. Like when a police officer is being chased by something, it's a little scarier than like a harmless person being chased by something.
Yeah.
So then, kind of once we saw the opportunity, I was like, well, shit, like with everything, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Everything's going on, right now in the world, like it's a chance to like kind of examine something. And our favorite horror films really have something to say about the world we live in. So, we got to make a chance to kind of look at a sort of social commentary angle, but still make something that's super scary and super fun.
Do you think you'll ruffle some feathers with this particular plot line?
I don't know. I mean, we've gotten rejected from.
Are you hoping to ruffle something?
I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, absolutely. Bring it.
I have a short script that I wrote based off of a poem from Lydia Addison, and it's called Mourning Meal. It's been doing really well.
And what's the plot line?
Well, it's about one woman's relationship with pain after she loses her son. And it's about how, like, depending on what your relationship with pain is, if you view it as a friend, an enemy, or an ally, how it affects your entire life. And in the story, she basically decides that it's a teacher, and she wants to wake the world up to the reality of living, which is suffering in her mind.
What attracted you to writing that kind of plot?
Well, I'm a fucked up individual.
Oh,
So no,
that's honest.
But like, yeah, it was dark when I finished wrote it. I was like, I don't know if I should even put this out into the world. And then I was like, this is exactly why I should put it out into the world. And I wrote it basically because I was curious. I want people to become aware of how they view pain, because I feel like if you view it in a certain type of way as a constant, but something that you could connect to or overcome or use for good, it could become progress, and it could become growth and progress to happiness.
We have a film here called Sick for Toys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you want to tell us a little bit about the project?
Yeah, Sick for Toys. It's a horror thriller film. It's a psychological thriller, actually, and it's about a young man that accepts an invitation to dinner with a beautiful young girl, and after that he realizes that the dinner and the people that he's having dinner with are not who they should be, and everything goes to hell after that.
Sounds very mysterious. And what attracted you to this kind of plotline? What's the sort of themes that you would say are throughout this film?
Well, definitely the dysfunction of family was something that really drawn to me with this. I mean, there's still a lot of elements of horror in terms of gore and in terms of violence and all that stuff, but really the connection of the human story between the siblings. There's two characters who kind of plot to sort of kidnap men and induce them with paralyzing drugs, and it's just, the thing is that what gets them to that point was something that really interested us.
And you said the kind of family dysfunction, that kind of has a similar theme to what we've seen with like Hereditary and whatnot. Would you say there are similarities with the film?
Well, no, I don't think I can compare anything to Hereditary, that masterpiece. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's funny to laugh.
But the thing is that what we got very, very interested in is just making sure that the human story is told first, and all the other intricacies of the horror genre is told second.
It is technically a family film.
Right.
That's not what you hear every day.
Yeah, but it is about a family, and they're very close.
So this is actually the writer here, Justin. I'll let him take it away.
So simple premise is Roy is the nice guy who finishes last, and he's really unlucky in love. He has a couple of bad experiences, and he accepts a date with a girl named Amelia, who has some secrets up her sleeve, and her and her brother live alone in the woods, and every year for Christmas, he gets her the same gift, which is a man that he has kidnapped and locked in the garage for her to play with as her toy for the holidays.
Okay. And what attracted you? That's not. What attracted you to kind of writing this kind of plot line?
So this was pitched to me by James Oster, who came up with the story. It was based on a song back in the day. And he pitched me the story, which was really just about these siblings who kidnap men every Christmas. And what really attracted me to that was the reversal of a woman kidnapping men, and then I had to take that and think, if this was real, if we could really accept that this is the reality, how did we get here? And then it became the puzzle of unlocking not only how they do it, but why they do it, and the story of who's going to wind up the victim this year.
Yeah, it's a demon possession film. It's about an ancient demon named Beelzebub who goes, I don't know if you ever heard of Beelzebub.
Yeah, Beelzebub.
Yeah, Lucifer, all that stuff. And Beelzebub is hell-bent on consuming and possessing souls and goes after a pair of siblings and their lifelong friends at a rundown country house. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And we have a special feature in the film that we have a deaf character who's actually a deaf actress. She's pretty big in the deaf circles. She was on Broadway in Spring Awakening and Sandra Mae Frank. And she, the characters that are around her are all hearing characters, and they actually sign with her throughout the film. So it's a really cool kind of element that we have, that there's a deaf person who's actually played by a deaf actress. You know, it's very authentic, and we actually use it to our advantage in as far as the horror is concerned.
And also, Saturday night when we screen our film, Sandra will be here, and we'll have, the deaf community will be here. So it'll be an open caption screening. So
it's the first time that the Shriekfest is screening a closed caption film.
Wow, that's history making.
We have a movie called Conductor.
Okay, and you want to give us a little bit like of the plot line? It's supposed to be mysterious.
No.
Can you tell us everything?
No.
No, I usually give out the ending, so I can't say anything.
Spoilers.
So Conductor is the story of a young man who has the opportunity of a lifetime to win a drum machine in a competition in a mall. So a very mundane story. And this lovely lady, Alexis, comes about to help him. And the price of the competition might be much bigger than one anticipated.
There's blood and stuff.
What attracted you to this project in terms of the theme, the plot line?
Money attracted me. It's amazing money-wise. The business side is great.
So I produced a documentary called 808, which was about the 808 drum machine. And on the back of it, I naturally would only come up with a story to direct that would be about a drum machine killing people. So yeah, from producing a documentary.
You spoiled it now.
Well, the death was obvious, the manner was obvious, but yeah. So
it's a killer drum machine story. It's fascinating.
The short film Cabin Killer.
Okay, I can guess maybe what this is about, but maybe you want to tell me a little bit about the plot?
Oh, Chris goes up to a cabin with his girlfriend / wife. It's not clear in the scripts, and they get attacked by this guy.
Oh, we have the villain.
Oh yeah, the cabin killer. I come by here. I have the most lines out of everybody in the whole project. So
couple grunts, screams.
That is awesome. What attracted you to doing this kind of plot line? It seems straightforward, but I'm guessing maybe there might be some themes in there in terms of the movie.
Yeah, we shouldn't get into that right now. Rachel produced the project.
It's kind of it's a horror comedy disguised as a relationship drama. So you think you?
No, it's the opposite. It's a relationship comedy disguised as a horror movie.
Yes, that's more accurate.
We're a little frazzled, as you can see.
Okay. If there's one thing that the viewers that you want them to walk away with when they see it, though, what would be the one message, if anything, once they walk out of the film?
Once they walk out of the film, hopefully they get a better understanding of comedic horror movies, which is what more or less what this.
That's true. Yeah, and then just not all relationships can be rekindled.
Sure. It takes place at the turn of the century. There's a secret society of teachers that go on an annual ritual hunting of students, and it's called No Child Left Behind.
Wow, that sounds relevant. What attracted you to writing that kind of plot line, that kind of theme?
I was just really kind of interested in looking at how institutions destroy people. and in this case using the institution of school, and how it kind of kills kids, kills creativity. And so taking that metaphor a lot farther, the teachers actually hunt and kill the kids.
Wow, and if there's one message that you would think you would want the reader or audience to walk away from with your project, what would it be?
School kills.
That's profound.
It's H.P. Lovecraft. It's called The Terrible Old Man, and it's basically about 4 thieves that enter a haunted house thinking they're going to rob an old man of his treasure and end up getting knocked off one by one by ghost pirates.
Ghost Pirates, that's, okay. What attracted you to this kind of plot line?
A lot of inspirations from Stuart Gordon, Sam Raimi, the classic guys that kind of developed Lovecraft in the 80s, all inspirations, and kind of gave me the idea to come up with this.